Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited to be bringing you this video today. You probably saw on the thumbnail, but I was able to make a 200% return on my investment today, and I'm gonna break it down and show you just how I was able to do that. Now, if you guys are new viewers and you're coming to this channel for the first time, I've been releasing daily content centered around the stock market. You know, my insights, what I'm doing, as well as general knowledge for beginning investors. If this is something that interests you, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications to be notified for whenever my videos are posted. So now, without further ado, let's get right into the video so I can show you how I got this 200% increase on my investment. So it all started last week when my buddy texted me a picture of this right here. Now what you're seeing here is a report of the companies that will be reporting their earnings. And I looked at this list and I was looking for companies that stood the most chance of improving post earnings. So I was looking for the ones that I could expect that would have a great return on my investment before I actually decided to put money into any of them. So the first thing I needed to do was some research. Sometimes what I like to do when companies are about to report their earnings is actually go in and look at what people are valuing their stocks at. You know, a lot of times you're going to see a big lead up into earnings where the price is increasing and increasing incrementally over time. And typically, you know, people are buying into these because they feel like they're going to have solid earnings and they're going to produce great results. Now, that's not the only reason that you'd want to buy into a stock. Obviously, you're going to want to do more research beyond that. But that's just a little bit of an indicator that might be able to help you make up your mind. Now, I guess there's no real reason why I shouldn't tell you what stock I invested in. So the stock that I actually chose was Sony. And I was doing research into this, and it was funny because in the month of March, the stock had dropped over 12% and was steadily trying to recover a little bit. And Sony's a company that I tend to pay close attention to because I'm familiar with a lot of their products, whether it's their speakers. I've always been a fan of Sony and typically have a couple of their holdings in my portfolio. Now, what I was able to come to the conclusion on was that Sony's price dropped in the month of March for external reasons. So Google announced that they would have a cloud-based gaming service, and this took a huge hit to Sony's stock. As soon as they announced that, their stock started to go down, and that's mainly because cloud-based gaming services are the future. Whether Sony likes it or not, they're going to have to adapt and try and figure out, how to compete with that. Now, for me personally, I think Sony's already super successful with their PlayStation line. If you guys don't know what that is, you probably are living under a rock or something, but it's their gaming platform, and they have a bunch of titles that are Sony exclusives, so that you can only play them within that platform, and this kind of entices a lot of different people to buy their PlayStations and whatnot. So if they continue to get deals that are only Sony exclusives, that's going to help their sales. So from what I was able to gather from this, I thought this was more of a future-oriented problem. So in the short term, Sony doesn't necessarily have to worry about this. The cloud-based platform isn't out yet, so it's not going to hinder their sales at all. In the future, I think they're going to struggle with this, and that's why you might not want to buy it to hold it for a while. In my own opinion, obviously do your own research. So I just wanted to show you guys a quick breakdown of the actual transaction itself. So you can see right here that I bought 2 contracts for Sony at 55 cents a share, so that cost me a total of $110. So with this, my plan was to get this before earnings and then hold it, and then with the signs of good earnings and the research that I did beforehand, I felt confident enough that it was going to go up in value, driving the share price up, driving the contract price up as well. So like I said, 2 contracts at 55 cents each for a total of $110. Now it's also important for me to note that these were $49 call options here, and the price that Sony was trading at prior to me getting these was around 46, very steady at the 46 range. So before I actually made that purchase, I wanted to do a little bit more research to know what I got myself into. So I looked up this article right here, and this was one of the few articles posted before earnings yesterday, so on the 25th, and the earnings was today on the 26th. So this article said that Sony could easily have a 36% upside after their earnings. Now that was a great headline that caught my attention. I clicked into it, and it was basically saying all these great things about Sony, what they've done, how their sales are expected to increase, and it actually mentioned that the stock price was undervalued too. So I was getting, pretty hype around this right here. Also in this article, it says that no stock is really a safe option when you're going to buy into it, but Sony was about as best as you can get. So with all my prior knowledge and the new information I was taking in, I felt fairly confident that I could make a play for Sony. Now, if you guys are not following me on Twitter, I would definitely recommend doing so. I often will post my positions on these big plays that I'm going to make, and have actually been able to help out a bunch of investors make money alongside of me. So my Twitter account, as you can see on the screen, is @DLitzTV, and I'll also link it in the description. Quick refresher, I got 2 contracts, 55 cents a share, $110 total for $49 calls. So Sony opened and the price was absolutely roaring. Right when I signed on to my Robinhood app, I made sure that I bought another call option for $49.5. So it was trading around the $49 mark as soon as it opened. So my contracts were already up a ton from that. Now, there's no real easy way to show you the breakdown here except looking at this. So I later on sold one contract for $1.55 each, and that came out to $155. So that was a huge return right there. And then I actually sold another one, both of the ones that I bought yesterday, not the one that I had bought today. So I sold that one for a total of $160. So you can see that is just massive returns. I'll show you how my overall portfolio is doing. So you can see today alone, I made about $117. So it was a really good day overall. And at one point I was up almost to $600. Obviously I couldn't really sell then, but this right here, this call, I'm unable to sell because it would have been a day trade. I don't think I wanted to sell it anyway because I want to see how the markets open on Monday. I'm still very bullish on this for the short term anyway, but I'm not expecting to hold these calls much longer into the next week. Obviously they expire soon too. They're going to be expiring on Friday. So I'll have to factor that into my decision for selling. So you can see currently right now, people are bidding around the dollar mark for this. And the ask price is at $1.30, and you can see right here that when I bought in, it only cost me 65 cents. So I'm not going to lose that entire gain unless for some reason Sony's stock just crashes over the next couple of days. So let me just show you what the day looked like here for Sony. So when they opened up, they were already up about 4%, and I was like, this stock is just going to soar right now. So that's when I bought the other call option. And they got all the way up to at one point 8.8%. I'm expecting it to go a little bit higher once the market opens. Not sure how much higher, but worst case is it goes down and I'm able to still sell those call options, because those call options were for $49.50, and you can see that it's trading at $50 and almost 30 cents right now. So really good. Let me just cover a little bit my Robinhood challenge now, guys. And if you're not following the Robinhood challenge at all, I'm going to put a link to a video up in the top of this and as well as in the description to talk about what it is. Essentially, I took $100 as an initial investment. I've been adding $25 each week, and I'm trying to get to $1,000 in a time period of about 6 months, and we are absolutely crushing it. We are almost at 50%. So once that's at $500, obviously we're at 50% there. And we're not even close to being at half the time. So we've done this in just a little bit less than a month. Tomorrow will be a month exactly on the 27th. So we've almost completed this challenge. Let me go over it for you. So for the day, obviously huge return, 35%. I can't ask for a better day than that. The past week here, 71%. We killed it this week. Definitely follow me on Twitter, guys. If you want to see the trades that I'm making real time. Like I said before, I post when I'm going in on these, and I have helped people make some money. Still do your own research. I'm not an analyst by any means, but I'm just letting you guys know when I'm going in on these. And for the past month, we're up 77%. So really this week kind of drove this challenge for me and took it to the next level. Now I want you guys to smash that like button, because this has just been a dream for me during this challenge. I couldn't ask for it to go any better than it has been right now. So I'm going to ask in advance, stick with me through the hard times if this portfolio starts going down, because I am flying on cloud 9 right now. I feel like I can make any trade, and just the gods are going to come to me, the trading gods, and they're going to give me the best returns possible. And that's a terrible, awful way to go into trading. Don't ever feel overconfident like I'm feeling right now. But in all seriousness, guys, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You don't want to make these trades if you're not doing the research, and don't get too confident, because I have seen it blow up it's happened to me. It's blown up in my face where I've taken big investments and ended up losing a lot of it because I just feel so confident and I've been making all these great calls. So I just think that it's going to keep happening, and it doesn't, and it sucks. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys liked it, be sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Thanks.